Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Let me just double check. That's good. That's good. Excuse me, and we are good to go. Loki says hello. He's over here. Where's Loki at? You can see his pause. That's good enough. Hope you guys are all having a good Friday. Bitcoin's kind of in this make or break situation. We weren't able to have the breakout yesterday, so today we're going to be watching Bitcoin and kind of going over what's been happening with a few altcoins, because I feel like there's been a few altcoins out here that have had some pretty general nice moves, but then we've also had some altcoins that really haven't been doing much at all. So we're going to be talking about all that here today. I got some tea going for me, going pretty well. The tea's just been nice to have since I've been dieting. Tea and water are like the number one things you could have. Like unlimited amounts of water, not unlimited amounts of tea, but a little bit of coffee, a lot of tea, and very much so a lot of water here. Okay, so let's go over here to Bitcoin very fast. Just like yesterday, we're going to be doing a few different things. So Bitcoin, what are some of the other tokens, altcoins doing? We'll be checking our portfolios to see how they've been doing over the last few days as far as percentage increases and just total profit. After that, we'll be looking at maybe one CNBC video. I found maybe one on YouTube, and then as I went to CNBC.com, there really wasn't much happening online. Maybe just because it's Friday, not a lot of news typically comes out on Fridays. I didn't really see anything that made me oh wow, that's big news. Retail in 5 years, no. Dow slides more than 100 points. Wow, 100 points, not crazy. Trump ordered to pay money. No, I don't care. Little known bank offering high CD rates, don't care. Mortgage rates, that one was actually interesting. Mortgage rates shooting up. But there really wasn't much news here that I cared about today. Maybe besides this higher for longer video that we'll be watching for the next few minutes. Now, hey Alentime, hey Rudy, hey Joseph, Pablo. Hope you guys are all having a good day. And same to you, Wilder. And right here, guys, so far it was good. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I kind of slept in for part of the day. I tried to put out some videos last night talking about different plays, or some posts about talking about different plays and stuff like that. The OGN play, we'll have to check on that one. I don't think it necessarily went crazy well. I think it started to pop up off of the breakout, and then it started to come back down. So we'll see how that one went. What's the actual current price of OGN? Actually, let me just check this out very fast. So we didn't buy it on here. We bought it on somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, see, it popped off of this breakup, then it started coming back down here. So it might actually be hitting our stop loss here pretty soon, so we'll be mindful of that. All right, but anyway, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, this is what the daily chart looks like. We're still consolidating a little bit. We haven't had any big, scary downward moves, but you're seeing people, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Are we going to start breaking down below these higher low situations? If we start breaking down below 51,500 or 51,600 about, that's going to be more of a, we're heading downward for a few days at least in order to get a larger move. But then you got to put that in a perspective of what's going on, on the weekly charts. We're trying just to stay above this point so we can actually hold it for next week's breakout. If we're not able to do that, we may get a little bit more testy here, and that may lead to just more uncertainty. I wouldn't call anything crazy. We're kind of already in the middle of or the beginning stages of a breakout. But again, we want to see that momentum continue. We don't want to see it get paused and it get bogged down. That usually gives an opportunity for shorts to enter back in here. Again, we are headed back for that 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart. Like I said before, you can also think of it as those higher lows, or you can just think about it as this 20 moving average. If we start breaking down below this, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be dramatic or something like super intensive, like, 5-week type of drop. But you are seeing a good amount of, support right around here. So we need to continue to bounce up. That bouncing up will probably happen next 8 hours, 10 hours, basically. If we're not, still above the 20 in the next 10 hours, we're probably headed back down to around $50,000. Again, not the craziest thing, but it's going to be pretty traumatic for people out there. Now, as far as the portfolio is going, we're up around $800. I know it's kind of hard to see because it is so small, but the portfolios are up around $800. It was up about 1,000 last night because there was a few surges, but I just didn't care about it all too much. I didn't screenshot or anything like that. Let me see if I can actually zoom in here a little bit. So some of the big players right now are Ajax. This one seems to be doing well since we bought it. You can see right here, we talked about this, the breakout over here, it's been surging. It's way off the high of 43 cents last night. I think this is probably what propelled it up towards $1,000 in profit. It's come down since then though. AIU, I bought this just yesterday. It's down about 20% off of a 2x play. So 214, yeah, a couple days ago. So I bought this on a spike and it's coming back down. I didn't put a lot of money into it. It's only 30 of it, if you can see by my head, but I still wanted to dip my toe into it, so whenever it does drop back down, I will be adding more in dollar cost averaging. We kind of went over this yesterday as well. Anything else really popping off? Bitcoin, of course, is doing fine. Fetch AI seems to be up 34%. I wonder if this was a little bit better. Yeah, it's doing okay. It was up here towards 73 cents. It's around 70 cents now. Still pretty good considering where our average is. Pretty good move over the last week or so. Now, anything else that's actually moving pretty well? There's a few $40 up, $1 up, down 30. Not really much though. Oh, towards the bottom here we got Wild, WLD. This has something. Oh yeah, look at that. Jesus. What a surge. So definitely up. Imagine buying at 261 and we're currently up around 435. Hitting a little bit of resistance up here. I know my head's blocking it, so sorry. But definitely a pretty strong move here. This is one of those infrastructure plays, if I'm not mistaken. So infrastructure is going to be something I'm looking for a while. But you're seeing a lot of tokens that were like around $300 million market cap. Now they're up like 500 or $600 million market cap, and they're probably going to have a cool off period here. So even if Bitcoin does soar up, you may see a lot of tokens like this consolidate a little bit more before actually making a move. So if you guys are swing trading, you guys are not doing my dollar cost averaging style. So, you know, make sure to actually take your profits here. All right, now let's go back over here. Bitcoin's doing fine. Consolidating, waiting to see if we take another move here. Let me go to auto. Ooh, auto actually looks pretty nasty on this one. Let's move this down here a little bit as well. And then, let me actually do something here. I got a cigar container in my hand. What I'm going to do is literally just like push the camera. There you go. Make a better angle here so when I am actually leaning and kind of put my arm up here, I'm not getting put out of the frame here. Ethereum, again, bouncing off of the 20 moving average here. Ethereum, I typically don't care what happens here with the 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart. Oh, actually, you can see right here. Yeah, if it broke down, it did not matter. It did not matter. Over here, broke down, did not matter. Over here, up and down all around, did not matter at all. Typically, the 4-hour moving averages don't seem to do much. The daily moving averages, sure, a little bit more, but even still, you know, it's not like they led to massive drops or massive pops. You normally just see increased levels of volatility. We are nowhere close to seeing volatility between the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average with the Ethereum price action. That being said, Ethereum looks a little bit more bearish than Bitcoin today, so I'm hoping that perhaps we can actually see Ethereum have something more of a random surge to kind of keep Bitcoin afloat, or not even to keep Bitcoin afloat, but continue moving higher. And for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure there's a new settings button here on TradingView, so I'm getting used to it, and I just kind of take a pause every single time I click on it, because I have no idea what it means until I get used to it here. But as far as everything else is concerned, let's go to the daily chart, kind of watch everything in slow motion here. ADA, cooling off a little bit. Dogecoin, cooling off a little bit. Kind of in this sideways consolidation mode. It's not really doing anything. AMP, still nothing. Ape token, hit resistance, getting rejected. That's fine. We've been waiting for this to have a move for a while. I'm glad it finally did. Arbitrum, resting a little bit after this rally, breaking down at this little bit of an uptrend here. Overall, still in a larger uptrend, but, you know. AXS, consolidating a little bit. BNB, breaking out, seeing what happens next. XRP, trying to go higher. Bitcoin Cash, trying to go lower. Bonk, consolidating right now after getting rejected off of an order block. So you're pretty much seeing a lot of things at order blocks, or in fact, like right here, you're seeing Chili's trying to break out or continue to break out. I'm wondering if altcoins are taking a little bit of a breather because they're afraid of what's going to be happening with Bitcoin here. You even see Solana taking a little bit of a break. Did Solana break out? It was not able to hold the break on the daily chart, and that's the kind of concern with Bitcoin. We want to have it hold on the weekly chart here. Yeah, mostly everything's just kind of going sideways here. Matic had a really good day. It managed to surge towards the top of the order block, didn't get rejected, but we had been waiting for Matic to break out or to hit this level for a hot minute. See that breakout? Buy right there. It took a while. Yes, it did. It wouldn't have hit your stop loss, which is nice, but it did take a while for it to finally make a move. So if you guys are swing trading this is probably one of your last price targets. You may have another one here for the next few weeks if Bitcoin continues moving on, but realistically, this is going to be one of your last here for this particular trade. You know, you buy 81 cents and it's selling around 93 cents, 95 if you got the top. It's a pretty good opportunity here. Now, anything else that's really popping off here? Not much. Fetch AI still a lot the same here. NMR doing fine. Pendle looks like it wants to break down here a little bit. Injective consolidating. It hasn't broken out yet, so nothing really crazy about it. XLM rejected off Fibonacci, consolidating. Get ready for volatility as it approaches the 50 and 20-day moving averages. And I mean, I don't see anything else really here. STMX coming back up. Baby steps here. Baby steps. Spell token came up a little bit higher. That's a metaverse token. So overall, we're in a pretty good position. It's just what happens over the next 10 hours is going to be crucial to watching and seeing what happens as far as will Bitcoin have a breakout or will it start to break down? Two ways to look at this before I start answering questions and just talking with you guys, having a good Friday night. We have a higher low situation in the last few days, right? Low, higher low, higher low. Hopefully higher low stays right here. We don't want to break down below this level. And right now this level is about 51,566. If I go over here to the 4-hour chart, right? Some of the higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. That's what we're trying not to break down above. Really, it kind of matches up with where that 20 moving average is on the 4-hour chart. So again, if we start breaking down below that, that's where you guys are going to see a little bit more panic in the overall market. I think right now the 1-hour chart would probably do us the best favors here. There we go. All right. Hey, what up? Happy to see you back, man. Hey, Wendy. Oh, how's it in Alabama? My grandparents were just over there. Hey, Mike, can you show us how to add the 20, 50, and 200-day moving averages on Fairdesk? Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a pretty simple process. I'm pretty sure it might have gotten changed up a little bit just because of what happened with TradingView changing their signals. So it used to be you go over to indicators, right? And you would just type in MA, right? Oh, they have it here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, that's cool. All right, so this is interesting. All right, so you're just gonna hit this 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. All right. The reason I'm saying this is because if you go over to Bitcoin, maybe they changed it again. Yeah, see, there is no moving average anymore on TradingView for me. There is no actual moving average. It's called moving average simple, I believe. I can't find it. But yeah, so you can't actually find it anymore. If you have an older chart like I do, I have MAs and then I have SMAs, but if I get rid of an MA, I have to copy it from a former one because I can no longer find them, which really sucks. But anyway, you're going to go over here. Let me move my head very fast. Can this keep up right here? Oh, this is. Okay, so indicators, you just type in MA. It's going to be a little bit different than TradingView. Hit that 3 times. Go over here to the first one. And you said specifically 20, 50, 200. Yeah, so first one would be that green thick line and do it 20. You don't have to worry about the main chart symbol or another symbol. You just want to keep this at main chart symbol. This is if you're looking at something completely different, which most of you guys will never have to do. 20 close, offset soothing line, SMA, soothing line 9. There is no soothing line right now on this unless you want to add some other stuff, which you don't have to do. All right, next one, 50. And I like to do turquoise or light blue. Okay. And then, of course, right here, yellow thick, and we want to do this to a 200. There you go. There your moving average is nice and easy on the daily chart. 200 is still very far away. We don't have to worry about that one for a while. And then we see some of the golden crosses and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a simple way to do it. It's actually a little bit easier on I would say on Fairdesk than it is on TradingView. Let me go over here to BYDFi, and can I change this up enough? Or do they also have MA? No, they have MA here too. I wonder if this is because this is the one that they sell to exchanges to use, and it's probably just an older one compared to what they have on TradingView, because they still want people to pay for all the bells and whistles on TradingView. But definitely interesting there. You can't just find the MA on indicators like you used to. Pain in the butt. Actually, let's get rid of this order block for now. We just really want to see this breakout, and I hate seeing all that red on my screen. This is a 5-minute chart for Bitcoin, and we're just watching it consolidate with an opportunity for a breakout over here. And basically, let's add that line over here at least. There you go. Kind of a breakdown line here. Let me drag this over. And a breakout line up here. We're right in that middle zone. And there we go. All right. Hey, Ty. Good evening. Good evening. And same to you, Real Transporter. You know I love Wild. Wild to me is great just because of it's an infrastructure token. Now, I think their kind of infrastructure is based around like personality and personality is the wrong word, isn't it? Profile, like your ID. So, you know, having that on the blockchain is going to be good, especially if governments can get on board, which I don't know if they will be, but I think it'll be a good concept at least, especially because they could always sell the infrastructure. They can get money for the infrastructure, make a profit from them. What's right here? Hey, Mattis, what's right here? How do I get a red, green order bars on Lux Free Edition, and what do they mean? If you want to learn how to do smart money concepts and how to add it onto your charts and all, like the whole shebang-a-bang, I would say go over to YouTube. It's trying to load. There we go. And go over here and type in Smart Money Concepts Lux Algo. You'll see my video right up here at the top. It'll be at number 1 and number 2. Normally it's at number 2 because Tom's video is pretty good. Tom's video is not so explanatory. Like mine's very like nitty gritty and spoon feeding you all the information. But this one's about 10 minutes long. If you want a very in-depth one, you're probably gonna have to scroll down a little bit. Here's one from last year. This one is really good. It's 33 minutes long. If you want the really, really long one, I don't even think it's ranked on here because I put it out in a funky way. Well, actually, this is what you do. You go over here to my channel, go to my latest videos, and you find this one. How to Trade Smart Money Concepts Lux Algo 2024. It's, I posted like 2 weeks ago, but it's like an hour and 7 minutes long. It's everything you would want to know about smart money concepts, all in a spoon-fed manner, basically. But that's the best way I could tell you, because right now I'm not even using smart money concepts. I'm using price action concepts, which is just a little bit better. But it's not like it's like crazy better than smart money concepts. So, but these little green lines and red lines, they're called order blocks. And so there are lots of other things out here that have order blocks on it when it comes to TradingView. What's right here? Hey Gareth, let's see. Make a check for XRP. Well, it's trying to consolidate now after that earlier breakdown. It's looking like it has the potential to have a breakout later on next week. This week, it may just be about getting back above that 20-week moving average here. But let's go over here. Yeah, there's an opportunity for a golden cross. It could actually cause a breakout here. Momentum is on its side. We just broke above the 50. Golden cross inbound. Last golden cross was fine. This golden cross, let's just kind of null that out because of you know, the big news that came out, and over here led to a little bit of a move, but not really much. So basically right now, you're kind of in a holding pattern until you get this larger breakout. That larger breakout, which would probably looks like it would happen sometime like 3 weeks from now, honestly, unless the surge can continue. I mean, yeah. You're probably having your first price target closer up here around 60 cents, you know, about 4 cents away, not a crazy amount. But after that, in the breakout, that's when you guys can start seeing some larger surges for it, coming up here to 70, and if we're lucky, around 75 cents. For me, since we kind of have this easy consolidation point, I would probably point to this pivot point right behind my head, that high and that low, and then putting on your Fibonacci level. Let's go right here. And so after that breakout, you're probably looking at resistance right here, okay, the Fibonacci levels, you don't really have to do this because it matches up perfectly with all of these levels right here. So a little bit of resistance around 65 cents, a little bit around here around 70 cents, and a little bit over here around 75 cents, 74 cents. So it's in a good spot. Momentum, it looks like it's a little bit better. This isn't as overbought as a lot of other tokens are, so that's where it looks a little bit more bullish than some of the things we've been talking about over the last few days. Like the one that we just talked about a few minutes ago, Wild, which we bought. Like, see that big surge? It hasn't had that type of surge just yet. 5-minute chart should go back and doing it fine. Hopefully Bitcoin can stay strong here. When you buy and sell, does capital gains tax work, especially for all the risk we take? Thank you. I'm newbie, have no idea about crypto stuff. So when it comes to capital gains, remember, you're only being taxed on the profit. So if you're trading all the time, whether it be scalping or day trading stuff, you're basically taking the profit for every trade and you're taking 15% out of that, and that's what the government's going to take from you. There are certain circumstances where it can be higher, but for usually I would tell you just to go ask an accountant or even ChatGPT, because each state has their own laws, and on top of that, the government typically will look at different things a different way depending on how long you hold in the trades. Typically, though, most of us here are day traders and swing traders. 15%, I've seen it go up to 25% a few times. You just want to make sure you pay the taxes and you save some of the money. But typically, it's 15%, 15%, 15%, 50%. And then, you add all that up at the end of the year, or if you do it quarterly, you do it quarterly. After that, you take away the losses, and then, you're left with about how much you're supposed to be paying the government. Typically, though, it's better to have an accountant do it, or, I'm not talking about some high float and fancy accountant. There are a lot of accountants out there that know how to do crypto taxes now, just because it's kind of an extension of the already normal laws we have around capital gains tax. Some states are a little bit different, like I said, because some states try to disincentivize you from actually going into crypto. But for the majority of states out there, it's usually a pretty easy process. The tax attorneys, or not attorneys, the tax accountants are usually not expensive to hire. But it really depends on which state you live in. Check link. Let's see. Anything actually special going on with link? So it's breaking down and heading back down to the support levels kind of around here on 1880. For me, well, if you're swing trading, you're probably still holding here unless your stop loss is all the way like you're right here or something. You're still waiting for that same breakout that we were talking about for the last few days. If you're looking for a buying opportunity, the breakout should happen. Okay, this is if Bitcoin actually has a larger move. It'll happen sometime, I would say, early next week. This one's coming down a little bit more because, this is breaking down. Some other ones are breaking down when Bitcoin is still holding. Bitcoin could have break down, of course, but right now it's not. But the easiest way is just to wait for these breakouts. It's going to be the best thing for you. Now, as far as maybe your next level of support here, I mean, it did come close to this last level, right around here on $19. I doubt it's going to come down to 1825 unless Bitcoin has a larger move down. Down to like 50,000 or so. But if that is the case, you would get close to the lower part of this range between 1828 and over here on 19. So if you're looking for a buying opportunity on maybe something of a larger dip, I would actually say it might be okay just to try to aim for 1850, 1860. Try to buy down there. You could double down if it starts to hit some of these lower Fibonacci levels. But right now, it definitely looks a little more bearish than other altcoins out there. Death cross is on the 2-hour. Death cross is about to happen on the 4-hour. That's not the best sign. And it's kind of more of a blowhorn, though. I don't like these ones. There's still some room for a downside here. What about if we go off of bodies? A little bit different, I guess, maybe, but typically right now I would just say the easiest thing to do is just wait for that breakout. breakouts are so much more fun to trade than trying to catch the falling knife. But again, that falling knife is going to be somewhere between, around like 1860 if Bitcoin does take a drop down here later on today. That'd be more of a day trade though. The swing trade, you might have to wait for the oscillators to kind of get more bullish. You see how everything's coming back down? Nothing is bullish just yet, but if we go sideways for maybe, until tomorrow, then you'll see stuff get picked back up and actually us have a pretty good surge coming from it. There we go. Hey, Nicholas, happy to see you, man. What's right here? What do you want to know about VET? Paula, Dean, can you do up one on Doge? Yeah, sure. Dogecoin, there you go. Talked about a little bit ago, but basically it's still going sideways. It tried to go through some higher highs and stuff, but now it's just consolidating, waiting for another breakout. This is typical Doge behavior, unfortunately. Let's go over here. And we're seeing a very boring consolidation after at least a few days of moving up. I'm surprised we were able to move up as well as we did because Dogecoin's been kind of dormant for a while, but it managed to rally 14% in about 9 days. I'll take it, honestly, because Dogecoin has not been doing the largest moves here. Now, as far as we're concerned right now, Dogecoin, let me go to the daily chart. It'll just be easier to short from here. Its main goal is to eventually break out above those 0.09 level up to the 0.094 level, so pretty much 9 to 9.5 cents. That surge should take it back up around 11 to 12 cents. That's the big goal for right now. Right now, you're still in a low accumulation zone since Bitcoin seems like it wants to be going higher and higher. That golden cross here should be enough to get Dogecoin moving more and more. As we look into next week, we're going to be having a lot of earnings, of course. I think what happened today as far as the market is when we did the early morning stream talking about CPI and inflation data, we were also talking about some of the core data that was going to be coming out today. I think it was like PPI. And that PPI was also pretty darn hot, way hotter than expected. And that's why you saw the market come down just a little bit today. But again, the market came down, 0.5%, 0.9%, 0.37%. Not necessarily a lot. So next week, we may also just continue to shrug off the inflation fears and just continue going higher and higher. It's a weird thing for sure, but it still looks like nobody cares. The market right now is not paying as much attention to inflation. And of course, because all the rest of the world's kind of going into a recession right now, all of a sudden, a lot of that money may be flowing into the United States to kind of prop up our markets because they want to be somewhere a little bit safer, where you might not have as much uncertainty, right? There's a little bit less uncertainty, in the UK, which is a recession, Japan, which is in recession, a little bit in Germany, which is about to go into recession, a little bit more uncertainty over there than there is right now in America. Let's see. Burger, I don't know if Burger is even on TradingView. It is Burger Tether on Binance. It's not really doing anything. It's kind of like Dogecoin now, just going sideways here. Last few days it's been having a surge, but it looks like it's hitting some resistance up here. And it's just getting rejected off it just for the time being. Weekly chart maybe. On the weekly chart, it looks like it's gearing up for a larger move week to week to week. But that might, that's going to take months for you to have some of those larger profits here. Hasn't had a golden cross, I don't think, ever in its life. Yeah, nope. It's been falling down for quite a bit of time, kind of like an ICP, basically. But it looks like it has the potential to go higher. So this is something more of a longer-term play where you're going to be buying and holding it for quite a few months before you sell it. But at least the price is cheap. It's not even $1 yet. The market cap is a little bit cheaper. It's on the road. I don't really own any of this, so let me see. I think I've day traded it once before, but what exactly are they trying to do here? Yeah, it's a $28 million market cap. It's very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. Burger sweep. Oh, burger swap. Well, I'm already getting flagged that this is unsafe, so yeah. It's going to have to go through some changes here for sure, but from a purely technical state, it seems to be doing what it needs to do in order to get people, money. There we go. All right. From a fundamental, it looks like computers don't trust it, so got to be careful with that one. Can I get Zill, please? And thanks, Ty. I appreciate it. If you guys can, please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It helps with the channel a lot. You just said Zill. Maybe go over here to crypto. That looks pretty similar to the one we just talked about. A lot of these altcoins are going to look very similar. Basically, what you're seeing are a few opportunities for you guys to buy at the beginning of weekly trend changes. Like we've been talking about before, there is this opportunity where if Bitcoin does come down over the next week or so, it could give an opportunity while Bitcoin's consolidating for us to try to have their surges. What I was going to allude to next is going into next week. There are going to be some earnings. The big one is going to be Nvidia. If Nvidia has terrible earnings or something's very bad about it, you may see the entire stock market just start to tank out of fear and correction, going straight into correction territory, which would be kind of scary. So we're going to keep a track on that and what that could possibly do to cryptocurrency. So just let that be aware of that. But for now, when you see stuff like Zill right here, it's breaking out. It's trying to have a surge here pretty soon. It's going to have a golden cross too. Over the next few weeks, it looks like it could hit up as high as, 0.0275, even maybe as high as 0.0288. For me, really, the swing trader would be trying to buy around here and then sell right up here. If you want to double down or something like that or look for something longer term, I would have a whole separate trade. I would not be using the same portfolio or account to trade this. I would be looking forward to trading this for the next few months and seeing how high it can go. But for the next month, basically, I'd like to be buying right now and trying to sell up here closer to 0.027. If you want to get greedy, you can go up here to 0.028, but I'm not going to be too greedy here. And then backing up just a little bit, or zooming in a little bit more, the 4-hour chart. Even though the weekly charts, you can see it's breaking out, momentum is strong. The 4-hour chart right here, it's still looking like it wants to consolidate. So don't be surprised if it has some larger dips and then continues to move up down the road. It can definitely have dips in the short term and then actually continue going higher after it consolidates and gets a little bit more strength. I'm looking at the 4-hour charts right now and everything looks like it's about to turn bearish here. So it might be coming down a little bit more. Kind of like what we're seeing with Bitcoin. Everything's kind of bearish, but there's an opportunity for it to kind of pop because last few times we've been up against this 20 moving average. We've had some beautiful, just sudden booms, right? Sudden. So whales can really mess up a lot of trades right now, so just be careful with it. But if I go over here to maybe what's the best way to do this? 15-minute chart. Let's get rid of the Lux Algo one. Let's go over here to the 4-hour. And you'll see the price action around the 20 moving average in the 4-hour chart. It leads to some volatility here, and we're getting close. So pretty soon we should see a pretty good move. We're all hoping, obviously, it's a bullish move, but if it's a bearish move, a lot of stop losses will be hit. I tell you that, even a few of mine included. But yeah, that's basically what we're looking for there. Let's go back over here to that and that and that. There we go. Now we have to also change this back to chart. There we go. 15-minute chart. But yeah, we're kind of waiting to see if that happens. Let's do this. Let's have this one. Let's just do this one right here. Let's have this also be a 15-minute chart. Let's add an SMA on here. And let's make this just set up to 20 so I don't have to keep on hiding stuff and changing stuff. There you go. So we'll come back to this every now and again. Or does that work? No, that's not the right one. I really don't like how this works, but let me see. Can I? There we go. Okay, I'm not gonna have them side by side with that, but in a little bit we'll check on it like that and just see how close we are, because we're fairly close. You know, close enough to start seeing some out of the ordinary volume and volatility levels. Oh, sorry guys, I'm missing some of you guys' comments. Assets.US pairs will see one last surge into March, April, then seasonally will set in to stagnate for a slower grind down to September. Thoughts? You should see a larger multi-month slowdown here very soon, but the wild card so far has been the spot Bitcoin ETF owners, like the institutions. They've been forced to buy up large amounts of Bitcoin because people have been getting very, very excited about it. Right now, one of the concerns for everybody is what's happening with inflation, but so far, inflation's been getting shrugged off by the entire market. I would say, you know, that next surge, it would be hard to break above $55,000, $57,000 levels. That's where we could start to come down and consolidate a little bit more. If on the weekly charts from there we start to move down a little bit more, that's where you could see a pause, but I doubt it would last too long just because of how the economy is still at this moment in time still relatively strong. And when you think about it, how do I put this in like a nice way? America is still printing lots of money. Money is still sloshing around. We're about to send, I think, what, like $100-something billion over to the Middle East and Ukraine and Taiwan. We're still printing money. That money is going straight into the U.S. economy. It's going to still bolster stuff up. It may even make inflation hotter. But the halving is in what, 65, 66 days? I think I actually got rid of coinmarketcap.com. 62 days. 62 days. So, you know, you're going to see a big boost coming right after that. So it's going to be very hard to time everything. I'm just going to tell you that now. The best thing you could do is a dollar cost average. However, I do anticipate some type of move down before we go into that, you know, next all-time highs. That's where you guys are going to be wanting to add more Bitcoin, more altcoins, everything like that, in anticipation of such a move. But it's going to be hard to time it. You know, right now we've had a few signals over the past few weeks where we've seen bearish possibilities. We've gone bearish maybe 1 to 3 days. You know, maybe people are freaking out, but then all of a sudden we have a huge rebound and we keep on going higher and higher and higher. That pattern has not been able to break yet. Whenever it does break, that's when you know you should be buying a little bit more heavily. And it's unfortunate because now we're already starting to see a lot of altcoins taking off, and who knows if they'll come back to the levels that we saw over the past 1 to 2 weeks. Like some of the tokens we just talked about with Wild, some of the ones we've been loading up on, you know, bit by bit, because, you know, we're not savages, we dollar cost average. Look at this. You know, my average for this is $2.68, and now it's up to $4.30. I'm up a few $100 on it, but this is going to have to come down a lot if I ever want to get anywhere close to my original average. There are things out there that I am losing money on, but I just bought those yesterday, right? AI, I just bought this yesterday, and I only bought a small amount because I anticipated it to come down. But if I go over here to AI, look at this chart, right? Boom. I bought it high just to have an entry position. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging quite a bit over the next few weeks here as they come down more and more and more, or not even weeks, just maybe days, because we really don't know just yet. In fact, I'm not going crazy with this, guys. It's just like $20 here, $30 here, sometimes $100 if I really like something. But usually, you know. Oh wow, there's a limit buy right here. Let's cancel that. I don't like that. I don't like that. There you go. See how that just $20 moved the average down that much? These are not, some of these are not large positions. But like the ones like Bitcoin where it's up quite a bit, you know. Now, I did mess up on accident when I was first starting this out, so I did mess up. But even still, you know, my first dollar cost average in this new set of long-term things, it was way over here. And I don't even know when I bought it. Like it maybe 1208. Yeah, so right around here, as it was breaking out, change of character. I was like, might as well have a larger position right here. It's going to be hard to time everything. Right now, we're kind of teetering. And just like I said over here, we're waiting to see. Now, again, we did break down below over here. That's not the point. It's basically, do we continue dropping down or do we find some type of support? And does that support kind of lead us to a stabilization back above that 20 moving average? There we go. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to see. This is the one I want to see. There we go. It's going to be hard to time it, but yeah, we do need a pullback. We need a pretty sizable pullback. Do we get a big pullback even with all these ETFs buying like they are? I know we got Genesis dump coming, and the U.S. government could always dump their Bitcoin as well. I have no idea when the United States government's going to be dumping their Bitcoin, but the Genesis one, that'll be interesting to watch. That could be a catalyst for us moving much lower, maybe back down into the mid 40s or even lower 40s. We'll have to wait and see. I would say that's probably one of the larger factors as far as the immediate next 2 weeks. After that, it's not going to be much of a, not going to be too important, but we're not going to be having as much news, of course, over the next few weeks here, and that's gonna that's gonna probably slow things down a little bit too here, a little bit as well. I'm working on getting some goats. How I think people should live, like in this video. Went homeless with grazing sheep. What do you call it? I mean, whatever works for you. I'm not too much of a sheep guy. I'm more of a dog guy, you know. I have a dog. I'm probably going to get another one here. I think I'm going to buy another dog once I'm in Panama, though, because I don't want to have to try to get another dog and take it down there. It's too much of a hassle. To get down to Panama, I'm going to have to rent a private plane with a bunch of other people, and I'm going to be paying like $5,000 for a ticket from like LAX or Texas or Florida, somewhere like that. I'm going to be paying for that, playing from not first class, a private jet flight from one of those areas to Panama. Then once I'm in Panama, I'm basically not even going to have a place to live. I'm going to buy a storage unit in a nice area, or rent a storage unit in a nice area, put all my electronic equipment in there with a very nice lock and stuff. And then basically I'm taking my suitcase full of clothes, because you know it's a private jet. I can bring a little bit more different types of luggage. I'm going to have a Airbnb set up for a month. And in that month, I'm going to be traveling all over the place to see what the current houses I can get are. Because if I look for houses now, which I do for fun, they might not be available in the future. Like right now, as Bitcoin's kind of consolidating here, I'll show you this. Panama. So I was searching up cigar clubs, but Panama Home Realty, this could be one, maybe. No, this isn't the website. There's a few Panama here. Panama Equity. Search. Can I go here? Panama Properties. I just want to rent. Oh, this might not be the one. Gosh darn it. There's so many different types of things here for finding. Oh no, this is it. This has to be it, because I remember this ugly house right here for $1,000. Highest. This house right here. You know. Oh, did it show me the map of where this was at? And of course, plots for land. Okay, priced highest. Oh my god, this thing is like broken completely. Okay, well here it is. Like a house like this, right? So $1,500, I can have for another $400, I can have a living made with me. So like $2,000 a month plus $300 for food and whatnot. I can have this whole house to myself with nice internet that's better than the internet. This house in Panama has better internet than I have right now. It's this type of stuff that ticks me off about America. But yeah, basically a nice house, yada, yada, yada. It's a house. And so I'm going to be living in a place like that. Or I may pop up more money to get inside of a nice gated community. I probably would go down the gated community route, but I like the style of this house, and you're not going to find many of these larger yards on a on a, you know, a nice walled off section of town. But yeah, so it's gonna be freaking annoying. But yeah, I'm moving out of the country. That's how I'm saving money. I guess I don't really need to save money per se, but there are different ways to live, right? I kind of want to have a full-time cleaning lady and maid that will cook all of my meals for me, so I don't really have to work as much. And she's only gonna have to clean up after me and my dog, so she's not gonna really have a whole lot of stuff to do besides just maintain the house. So, you know, shopping and stuff. So she'll have a pretty good lax lifestyle too. Hopefully the job isn't gonna be boring to her. Hey Ken, happy to see you, man. Burger is an original DeFi swap on the BNB network. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. What's right here? Oh, and hey, Trade Intuition, happy to see you back, my man. He has a good channel, guys. What's right here? 1x time price confluence on Bitcoin Monday, 45-degree angle and 180 degrees confluence. Thoughts on Bitcoin program was developed by the CIA? I don't think it was. You know, CIA wouldn't be messing with the US dollar in this way. The lack of control that the government has on Bitcoin is kind of my signal that they really don't know much. The CIA was probably dealing a lot with blockchain, but I doubt they're dealing so much with actually, you know, Bitcoin. Oh, hey, Black Cat, happy to see you. So, hey, Harama, as always. Sorry, I'm just catching up with all these comments. Do you believe that just operating these markets, government, fiat supports our own oppression, slavery? No, what are you going to do? Like, you know, you got to have dollars. You got to have the currency. People as a whole don't feel comfortable not exchanging dollars for time, you know, for effort. And if that's what people want to use, sure, you can say that the system, you know, forces them to use it. Yeah, fine. But it's the system we have. Going against that grain would just make your life so miserable, and each of us usually are so insignificant that we can't really make change. Even when I moved into Panama, I'm still using the American dollar. I'm not buying stuff in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. All I'm doing is having a separate bank account down there. I'm going to have a whole other crypto exchange down there that they have in Latin America. And I'm going to be transferring money from over here to over there, selling it, putting it into my bank account, nice and easy. Or I can just, you know, have US dollars from like YouTube and stuff. But still, I'm still going to be using their currency, well, US dollars or the Panamanian dollar, which is like, you know, 1-to-1. Makes sense, you know. We're too advanced to go back to the barter system. Although I guess we do barter quite a bit here in the States. Some of us do. You know, you guys can negotiate a lot of stuff, just like how you negotiate a car. There's stuff out there you negotiate, houses, large purchases. The day-to-day stuff, maybe not as much. And then Nico, hey Mike, just got to say hi to Loki for me. He's doing well. He's actually fast asleep against the wall over there. Yeah, he's not doing anything. He was playing outside for quite a bit today, digging up holes and stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing, but he's having a good time. Apparently sleeping. Say we are introducing longs to sell into. At what price? I don't know. How do you feel about the order flow thus far? Really, so far, most of the volume and the flow of buying has really been coming from institutions here. They've been forced to buy up a lot of Bitcoin as they get a whole bunch of new institutional customers. So it's kind of where the institutions are getting more institutional customers. At the same time, I think we can all feel that this, even though Bitcoin's at 52,000, it's not a lot of fervor right now. It doesn't feel like, oh my God, Bitcoin, what's going on? Oh, this is crazy. Because we haven't hit that new all-time high type of cycle. You know, remember the previous high before Bitcoin hit like 69,000, 67,000, that type of zone, you know, from the first peak or the second peak. the previous high was around 17,000. So it's only really when we start breaking above that level when everybody's like, uh-oh, here we go. Let's get everything rocking and rolling. And that's why no matter when we're buying right now, as far as dollar cost averaging, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Wild, Dogecoin, Arbitrum, BNB, X, whatever, all the things we've been talking about, all these coins I'm just buying just for the fun of it, for dollar cost averaging, all these tokens, we're all going to be selling these not anytime soon because there's still so much upside to where the market's going to be going. But in the short term here and the more the medium term, there is going to be a lot more volatility based off of when a lot of the inflows kind of slow down just a little bit into the ETFs. People kind of like, okay, maybe the price of Bitcoin's a little high. Maybe we want to wait a little bit. You'll see that type of stuff happening. But, we haven't even reached all-time highs with Bitcoin, and our little portfolio is up around $800. It was up $100,000 yesterday off of some spikes here. So, as time goes on, all of these dollar cost averaging techniques that we've been doing for over a year now, like 2 years now, basically, they're all panning out here. And this one, because I messed up the other one, remember, this was a little bit, it was making a lot more money, but basically accidentally hit this close all button, which is, don't do it. But yeah. And then we're going to go through this whole cycle again in a couple years where the market's crashing and burning, everything's freaking out. You may even see a spot Bitcoin ETF go bust or something because there's no profit in it for them. Like, okay, no, we're not insolvent, but we're just not seeing profit, so we're going to shut down this for now. You may see stuff like that happen. But for now, we're in a good spot, And let's go back over here. Watching and waiting for the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart to see what happens when it comes into contact with the 15-minute chart, because again, over the last few tries, we've found an opportunity to bounce off of it in this trend. Consolidation going sideways, breakout, consolidation, consolidation crashed down here, found some support and went up a little bit more. This was inflation right there. And then of course there was a period where we just were not doing anything. Logie, careful, okay. He's sleeping with his tongue out like that right now. And sometimes it doesn't give us as much support as we want. So, but I'm hoping, see that little support right there, bounced off, and then we kind of went a little bit janky. I'm hoping that we're not dealing with this, and we're dealing with just the continuation of this trend, which so far you can see lower highs, higher lows, getting ready to squeeze, hopefully go up, but there still is that chance to come down back over here to $50,000. Not the end of the world, but it would bring down altcoins a little bit more for maybe a couple buying opportunities. Keep on doing that. There we are. Can't create milk, sheep, or meat from dogs. You can from sheep. No, I just, I want to buy that stuff from stores usually. I go to farmers markets. Where, somebody sells the cow, then there's a butcher in the back, and it just gets butchered up right there. It's usually pretty simple. I don't have land for sheep and stuff like that. Land itself is kind of expensive, isn't it, guys? You over here to Washington State, everything's expensive. Everything's expensive in Washington State. What internet company has a monopoly in Tacoma? That would be Xfinity or Comcast. Comcast Xfinity. It definitely sucks. Spectrum is everywhere. Oh yeah, I don't have Spectrum. I have Xfinity, which reminds me, I should probably pay my Xfinity bill. That's something I should be doing here today. I think they gave me like an alert saying, hey, your Xfinity bill is due. So usually when they say that, that means it's really due. How do I obtain residency in Panama? There are a few different ways to do it. The easiest way is basically to just show you're making a certain amount of money, and then you're basically going through a lawyer to do all the work for you. So I don't really have to know everything. Like literally, there's a process where you just have to pay a lawyer. So I think there's like a whole business of just getting people a residency. But basically, I'm gonna go over here. How to get residency. I hate typing for this because what typically happens is it's meant for old people. But let's go right here. Excuse me. All right. Where is it at? See, because I'm not looking for permanent residency. Here it is. Digital nomad residence visa. As of May, so a new visa opportunity, initial stay of 9 months that can be extended for an additional 9 months. This program aims to boost tourism, restaurants, purchases, and consumption of local goods and general use of Panamanian services. This visa targets remote workers outside of Panama, corporate organizations that are not employed locally. The government allows residence visa to be completed online. They are allowing approvals to be made entirely remotely. Right, so the digital nomad must show annual earnings of at least $36,000. Easy. The foreign business that will have to issue a letter or a copy of the contract duly apostilled. Medical insurance covering in Panama. So I have to say, hey, I'm getting medical insurance. And there's a requirement to have a sworn declaration that the applicant will not accept any job offers in Panama. So I can't take Panama jobs, right? But I'm hoping I can create jobs. That's something I really want to do. But yeah. And if I show a certification of a proof of ownership of a company, I guess I can show a Panama company, which would be cool. And sworn declaration describing the company's services and purpose. So, influencer, digital nomad, they kind of go together. But yeah, it's not a difficult process. What is that? I'm not going into permanent residency. I'm not, I may not live there forever. Although it seems to be nice. I can also invest $100,000 into the economy somehow. But I'd rather just do the friendly nations. Yeah, I don't know why they say friendly nations. Oh, those temporary residency on top of that. Okay. I don't know if you guys are from France, Germany, Greece, New Zealand, Norway, whatever. I mean, Uruguay, United States, all that type of stuff. Singapore. Is Colombia in here? Colombia is not in here. Wow, they don't like Colombia. I can't blame them, for all the drug lords and stuff. Oh, let's see here. Land is the only thing they don't make it anymore of. Oh, sure, that's why I'm getting it down in Panama. Plus, I like Panama land a little bit more than the Washington State land. I know Panama has its rainy seasons as well, but I do enjoy Panama weather. The demo images of some are cherry picking will bring a lot of change in the video market. Yeah, it'll be interesting. And remember, as time goes on, they'll probably be able to have longer videos. And those longer videos, somebody can just record over them. Like what I really want to see is now this is something that's going to be very hard to do, but it can be using different types of AIs in order to help yourself. So you could take a book, because in any book, it could be something, maybe a chapter of Lord of the Rings. And then what you could do is you could put maybe a few pages in at a time to ChatGPT, and you could have it give you specific prompts to kind of give you an idea of what's going on in the book at that time, because sometimes I have a lot of trouble visualizing what I read from books. I can't immerse myself in books like most people. My ADHD is just just doesn't work for me. And so I could do that, and then I can give that to Sora, and then from there, it could have that. I can have one long video, put it all together with it being read on the side, and then I can kind of imagine what's going on. Now, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but maybe in like 10 years, it could be really, really good. But, even just a few months from now, that'd be such a cool thing to have, like one chapter of Lord of the Rings, take it to ChatGPT, get all the prompts you need, put all those videos together from Sora, and then from there, boom, I have something that can make a book just seem so much more imaginative, and maybe it comes out looking different than the movies and things like that, right? Because again, I'm not using voices or anything. That's not what I'm doing. Although maybe one day it'd be kind of cool to have voices, but that seems to be further down the road. My point is, you could do a lot of cool stuff with it. A lot of it is going to be used for YouTube and stuff. I just put out a video a little bit ago talking about AI and how to profit off of it. Make sure to go check that out later if you can. But, we're in for a treat. We really are in for a treat. one of the reasons I'm also thinking of moving to Latin America is because I'll be able to use AI to get a big leg up down there that I won't be able to necessarily take care because of all the engineers and stuff. I'm going to be starting a business down there, and it's going to be social media. So it's not like I'm going to be running some AI company, but basically I'm going to hire some college kids or some high school kids. Basically, I don't know, probably high school kids, because if they're in college, they probably don't want to go work for a social media company. But a high schooler that wants to earn like more than their parents would, basically, at this, like, imagine your dad's like making I don't know, I can't type properly. Panama's yearly minimum wage is 4,100 in international currency. That's 4,140. Okay, so divided by 12, $345 a month. Divide that by, I'm going to assume they're working 160 hours a month, although you could probably say they're working much more. And then again, divided by 160, $2 an hour. I would hope to be paying these guys at least $10 to $15 an hour, and so they could help their families. They could do whatever they want. I don't care what they do with the money, but I'd feel a lot better about that, because I can't afford to hire people in America. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not paying for their insurance. I can't afford all that shit. But down there, I feel like I can make a little bit more of a difference, ingratiate myself in the community. I like that type of lifestyle a lot more, the more of the relaxed lifestyle. I do like to visit Latin American countries, although I haven't done it in a while. It's just more of a laid back atmosphere. Here, it's work, grind, spend your money. I think people fail to understand how amazing the marketing companies are in America, how awesome they are at convincing you to buy stuff you just don't need, and you just not caring because you just want to spend money. We're trained from birth in America to spend, make money, spend, make money, spend. And then, if you ever meet very wealthy people out in a Latin American country, like maybe go to an all-inclusive resort, they are much more slowed down. They're not buying as much stuff. They buy stuff because, but the percentage of their income to what they're spending is much different than everybody else in America. I think more people in America should be like that. However, it's very hard if you're on the bottom of the spectrum, as I have known. My first job was like $8 an hour, but still not like $2 an hour Panama wages. And I tell you, land can definitely be important there. Definitely be important. Healthcare also needs to be included. Yeah, healthcare is not a terrible thing to find. It's more. Well, each country has different types of it. Panama healthcare is not bad. It's not a problem at all. If I need something really serious, I can fly back to the States. But American health insurance, we're up there. We subsidize a lot of insurance from around the world. With a lot of pills and how much we pay for pills and stuff, because they're making so much money from us, they can be allowed to give other countries cheaper deals. Make sure my house in Panama has AC, and it'll be able to keep the humidity at respectable levels. Yeah, very respectable levels. I might have to check it out down there now that my kids are grown. I'm looking to leave the States myself. There's a really good channel out there called Panama Relocation Tours, and they basically have a bunch of interviews. Now, it's older people, but sometimes they have more middle-aged people too, and they just pretty much tell you their experiences about moving, with the good side and the bad side, because it is a culture shock down there, and of course, not everything works out when you move down there. Some people just say, hey, I don't like it after a few months and I want to leave. So, but it's nice to kind of see that before you head down there, right? But yeah, Panama is one of my favorite spots to go to. Belize is nice, but Belize is much more expensive and it's kind of too tiny for me. And Panama, you have a lot of cruise ships that go down there, so maybe I can catch a cruise, go somewhere else. It's pretty nice. And when my grandparents visit, it's very easy to get to Panama. If I were to go to another country, I feel like they would not know how to get out of the Panama, like an Ecuadorian airport or a Nicaraguan airport. They'd be kind of freaked out by it, kind of the culture shock thing. Like saying in your video, it's all about how we learn to make optimal use of AI. They don't learn that at school. If you get there early, you just have to have an advantage in a market that still has to develop. Yeah, I mean, but think about it like this. Like now again, I don't have kids, but my sister, she was in private school for most of her life. I was in private school for my life. We were both very lucky to go to a private school where they offered us scholarships because we were smarter, right? Good grades. We do all these practice tests that they want. And they're like, okay, we're gonna give you a scholarship because, you know, it's very hard to pay $28,000 a year. I think it's even more now for your kids' schooling for a year, right? That's not even including food and stuff. Or books, you know, they're using college books. But anyway, when I was in public school, I realized that not many parents actually know how to teach their kids. And maybe that's because some of them just don't know, you know? But what's the best way to say this? There are just a lot of kids that are going to be stuck at the very bottom because they never even got the bare minimum education, because the teacher can only do so much for a child. A lot of teaching has to be done at the house, and it's just not happening right now for maybe a whole host of reasons. I'm not really an expert in this, but you can tell kids are a lot more stupid than they once were. Like, you know, I was stupid when I was a kid, but I wouldn't say I didn't know what 1 + 1 was, you know? It's those type of really basic fundamental things that are just being lost. And so you have a lot of kids that don't know how to read. I would assume that a lot of you guys went through different public school systems where, you know, you had kids that, you know, if you were a first grader, you might have been at a second grade reading level or a third grade reading level, you know, or you could have been a first grade reading level. Nowadays, there's a lot of kids that are in second grade that are still in a first grade reading level or a preschool reading level. That's not supposed to happen. Now, part of it's COVID, part of it's too many students in classrooms. A few of it's just, you know, parents not teaching their children before they even go into preschool and stuff like that. Preschools, not everybody can afford a preschool, ain't that the truth? But you know, it's getting to this weird spot where you can definitely see the future for America. It's not like necessarily like dim or anything, but those people that are just don't have that basic intelligence, which is going to be like a larger percentage, basically, they're going to be the drones of society. They're going to be pissed off. Eventually, they're going to have more and more riots as time goes on. And the people that are able to adapt, you know, they can live in the modern middle class. You know, do you think the housing market is going to get better in the next 20 years? No, right? Do you think, you know, some people are just going to be lucky they can have an apartment that's larger than 500 square feet. You know, my apartment, when the last apartment I lived in was around 1,200 square feet. I consider that a luxury apartment. I was very happy with it. For one person, just me, myself, and I didn't even have my dog yet. Just myself, I thought it was great. Had a view of the water, you know, the whole apartment to myself. I even had a living room and a dining room. I didn't use the dining room at all. I really did not use the dining room at all. Nice big TV, older apartment with a nice hardwood floors, low robot vacuum cleaner, that kind of sort of everything. Very, very nice, you know. They even big events. I was able to watch the fireworks overlook, because I was on like a cliff edge. I could watch the fireworks in the harbor, and because, you know, it was so packed, like my building would, you know, different security. I'd have to show my name on a list. It's very nice. I like the place a lot. There are people who are never ever going to be able to afford that just based off what their education level is right now, if they have no motivation. If you're motivated, things can change quite differently. But I don't think many people are motivated these days, because I think we're overstimulated. You could say by social media, but I think it's just a whole bunch of, you know, by technology as a whole. But hopefully, again, maybe AI can help out kids in their learning, because there is going to be a lot of learning difficulties. But AI, when it comes to learning and helping out kids, it's not going to be going to the poor kids first in the elementary schools. It's going to be going to the private institutions, private schools first. They're the ones that are going to be able to learn and use it. Colleges are still kind of backward right now. They're like, oh, you know, we don't want you to use it for writing your reports, but I guarantee you, your boss in a few years after you graduate college is going to want you to be writing parts of your report using AI to make you more productive. So colleges just don't understand it yet, because they want you to do the work. not achieve the result. And that's why I hate school in general. It's not results driven. It's do this, do this, do this, not meet this goal, meet this goal. Meeting a goal is so much more simple for my mind to craft because, you know, I think that's why you see a lot of people just don't like the government, is because the government will say, we need you to do this way. But a lot of people are just like, hey, I want to do that. Now, how do I do it? No rules, no nothing. How do I do it? Now there is a reason for government. Don't get me wrong, but you know, again, it's annoying. The hashing algorithm is considered extremely secure as it produces hash values that are irreversible and unique. No child left behind. Bush's no child left behind is a big part of it. Yeah, I mean, you can't go back in time and change it. So, you know, I don't know, like, reading level for USA kids. Right. 55 literacy, US literacy statistics. Nationwide, on average, 79% of US adults are illiterate in 2022. 21%, or excuse me, 79% of US adults are literate, not illiterate. Maybe I'm a little illiterate. 21% in the US are illiterates in 2022. That's 1 out of 5 adults is illiterate. That is pretty darn crazy. But that's the crazy thing, right? What's right here? 54% of adults have illiteracy below 6th grade level. Low literacy rates end up costing Americans up to $2.2 trillion a year. 34% of people 18 and older with low literacy proficiency weren't born in the United States. The state with the highest rate of child literacy is Massachusetts, with over 80% of kids having good proficiency in reading. Tiny state, less responsibilities, which is kind of nice, right? New Mexico has the lowest literacy rate for children, with over 30% of the state's children being illiterate. Wow, that's like 70%. That's what we're talking about. Let's see. 2/3 of students who cannot read proficiently by the end of the 4th grade will end up in jail or on welfare. Like, that's expensive. That's expensive, right? It just costs so much money. But again, you know, we're not going to fix it. The best thing is for you to take care of your own. You know, that's what my mom did. Taught me how to read. Taught me if she didn't know something and I didn't know something, guess what? She would say, "There's a dictionary right there." You know, it's before the age. Well, we had internet, but still, it was dial-up. It was like, it wasn't the best. Wasn't the best. Schools these days prioritize activism over basic education. I mean, to a certain degree, that's very much true, but you just have to figure it out. The private school where my sister went, they started going to more activism, and they're paying the price because parents can say, we don't want to give you our money. Charles Wright's been having a lot of drama, unfortunately. But the sister school, Annie Wright, that's a private school. That one is institutional, old-fashioned. You learn. We don't care about your politics, but if you come here, you better learn. That's the way I think a school should be. But yeah, the exchange of ideas kind of been going downhill, I guess you could say, right? Let's see. Actually, AI will be your cleaning lady, and that lady will still need money with no job, but won't have a job. Not sure what that means, but usually when it comes to other countries, it's going to take them a lot longer to adapt to AI. They're not going to be as quick to integrate it into daily life like the United States will here, be over the next, like, generation or so. When I think of Panama, they're going to be trying to implement it for maybe just the most wealthy and educated, and then it'll try to trickle down a little bit. But, in order for that to happen, you have to have massive amounts of investment. And there's not really as much investment in developing nations right now. I'm investing a little bit in it, but, it's a few $1,000 at most at a certain point, like a year. And I kind of add a little bit more, but yeah, it's not the same. How is the lotto worth billions and our schools are broke? The lottos are worth so much because the government taxes the lottos. If you win the lotto, the government takes like half the money. That's why. It's a process, guys. It's a process. It's not going to end anytime soon. Things are not going to be better anytime soon. The best thing is for you guys to just take care of yourself. Like, honestly, right now, because we're in a high interest rate environment, the best thing that any of you guys could do is simply pay off all of your credit card bills. Try to start paying off your housing bills a little bit faster, and your car bills. I would even say the car bills are probably the most important. Housing would probably be one of the last things. And then once you have paid everything down, just don't live beyond your mean. Never, maybe you can put a little bit of money on certain credit cards every now and again, but you definitely want to pay it off as soon as you spend it. And that makes life just a little bit easier for you, a little bit less worry. We're seeing, let me delete a whole bunch of stuff as far as my tabs are concerned. Just new. All right. Delinquency rates are on the move. This doesn't show me what's happening over the past, what do you call though? This is Q3 2023. Yeah, you can see we're going up quite fast here, right? 2022, everybody was able to pay off their debt because you guys weren't able to do anything. You guys weren't able to spend money, so all you could do is pay off your debt. Now all of a sudden, whoosh, 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 going up a little bit more. Can I find out where this was? Prices, government, consumer. No. Credit card loans, St. Louis said. This looks like it's the same chart. There we go. Right? So we're not up here at 2008 levels. Not like that. Because we've been printing money like crazy since 2008. That's part of it. But we're the highest we've been since it looks like where is this at? Basically 3. We're the highest we've been since 2012. So it's the highest we've been in over 10 years. And we're going up pretty rapidly. We're not in the best of spots. And you want to have credit cards if you lose your job. You want to have something to fall back on. Because even, like, let's say you lose your job and you have credit cards. And all the credit cards are paid off and you have like maybe $15,000 or $20,000 of available credit. That'll get you going for a while. And even at the worst, let's say that, usually in a bad environment, interest rates come back down lower. So it's not that the interest isn't going to be piling up. It just makes it a little bit easier to get on by. And hopefully, if you guys aren't living extravagant lifestyles, you guys can survive just a little bit longer until you get situated, you get a better job, something that happens where you can kind of get more of an income in. And then all of a sudden, you're paying down all of your bills all over again. And then you're slowly just kind of being, okay, now I can start going out a little bit more. I can feel more comfortable, stuff like that. Being stuck in credit card debt is just a miserable affair. Like, I just paid off a whole credit card of mine that I forgot about. For whatever reason, the credit card's not in my wallet, and I think I left it somewhere in my entertainment center, I think, somewhere in there. But it's the credit card that I use for only a couple things. For all of my 24-hour stream stuff. So it'll be the streaming software from Obubble for the 4 streams, which is about $200 a month. Then on top of that, 4 separate trading view accounts, around $20 a month. And then on top of that, my specific Wi-Fi account for this computer, because I have a separate one for this computer versus the rest of the house. And then that's probably it. I might have some other stuff on that. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and Vato monthly. So there's actually some few other things in there. Not the big thing. But I realized that like it was close to being like above $1,000, and I was like, uh-oh. So I just paid it right off. You want to be able to just have that ability just to pay off your credit card debt whenever. But it's there for a safety mechanism in case you need it. Yeah, I've seen that restaurant. Texas did that. Oh, what'd they do? McDonald's systems. Yeah, a Roomba is halfway there. What do you call? For me, I don't know. Like for me, the reason I would have a live-in maid is because they'd be able to cook for me and do everything. I know we're getting closer, but it's still going to take a while. And on top of that, I want somebody to go out and get my groceries for me and stuff. Nowadays, I don't even do grocery shopping for the most part. I go over to, what's it called? Stewart's Meats in McKenna. and I will get my meat there. It's very nice, quality meat. I love it. It's amazing. You can even get nice jerky over there. But for as far as regular stores, I haven't stepped inside of a grocery store. And about 8 months, maybe a year. I even stopped using my Costco card. No, it was probably 6 months ago that I went to Costco. I let my sister use it every now and again. You can put two people on the card. I let her use it. But yeah, I let my mom use it before she passed. I'd go in it with her, but not much. I just use Instacart now. I don't even bother. It's like I pay for Instacart Plus. It's like $10 a month, something like that, maybe $15 a month, and then I just pay the person like a $5 tip every single time. The grocery store is maybe like a 10-minute drive from my house. I just don't want to go. I just gave up on it. And so I even make my own bread in house. So I just don't find the reason for it. The lotto is supposed to be used for schools. Yeah, but I mean, heck, the weed industry in Washington State is supposed to be used for schools too. All they did is move that money in and took all the old money out, so they're not really making so much more money. They're still asking for levies around here, like, please, we need more money. We need more money. Well, why didn't we do the weed? Didn't we approve weed so you guys would have really record profits? Well, yeah, but we need more. We need more. They're not efficient with their spending, and that's not going to change, again, anytime soon. Here. Weed income. Washington State collected a total of $468 million in legal marijuana income and license fees in fiscal year 2023, including $4.0 million in cannabis licensing fees. And, okay, then if I go over here to schools, right? Some marijuana tax revenue goes to Washington public education system. OSPI receives about $520,000 a year from marijuana tax revenue. However, the taxes were not originally earmarked to go towards education. They changed it up in order to get people to vote for it because back in the day it was very controversial and stuff like that. Each county has their own little rules for how much money they do in different types of taxes. So this is for the taxes that go towards Washington State. If you guys know Seattle, Seattle's a very liberal place. It's I like Seattle. It has its ups and downs, of course, but I like it. They have higher taxes that go towards their schools. Pierce County has specific taxes that goes towards their schools. It's much more of a county-based system than a statewide system. How do I say it? They get a lot of money, and they're always asking for more money. They will continue to ask for more money, and that's okay. It's just that you can't expect people to always be more willing to pay that money. Tesla auto drive? Yeah, that'll be kind of fun right there. Cryptocurrency will be a mess with deliveries, especially someone making a mistake. Yeah. But I mean, eventually it'll get better. There'll be a lot of trial and error in this system. A lot of trial and error. Things will get okay over time. But we are in the trial and error phase. We're at the beginning where we're going to be realizing, what's the best way to make money out of this? How do we not kill ourselves with AI and things like that? Because pretty soon there's going to be AIs making viruses and stuff being let loose by foreign governments to cripple American infrastructure. We're going to set loose, I guarantee next 50 years, we're going to set a crazy AI loose in Russia and just tear apart all of that, tear apart the Middle East and just cause complete chaos. North Korea, all the same. If North Korea has advanced computers by then. It's we're heading into uncharted territory because America is going to be the leader in AI, but there's so much under the table stuff that we're just not going to know about, which is just being unleashed. We're going to hear some devastating thing happen in another country and say, oh, America fucked with their infrastructure, and nobody will ever. No, other countries may try to do it to us, but unless they get much better with AI and have the server capacity, it's not going to be the same. You know, I think even England is. I think England is having servers built up. I think Microsoft is investing, or maybe it's Google. AI server investing. United Kingdom. Yeah, Microsoft's 3.2 billion UK investment. Like, whoosh, woohoo! And even Britain, who invested £1 million into AI supercomputing. You know, they're making moves. Certain countries are making moves. Certain countries are not. They will see good results from everything. Oh, hey Loki. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right, let me take a sip of tea here. Ooh, that's a little bit spicier than I thought. All right, thought I saw a question in here a few minutes ago. CHR. Well, it's not the time to buy, I tell you that. This thing's been surging already for a few days now after the last breakout. Do we have some? Okay, there we go. It's pretty close to this rally high here. We're pretty close to the 56-cent level, 56 and a half. If you want to buy, maybe you could try to find the next breakout, but you can see the breakout that just happened right here. That was a good one. The buy signal came all the way back over here November 6th. Wow. Buy, change your character, and then we were just off to the races. Now, you're pretty much looking for an opportunity to start scaling out here. A couple levels of resistance that you're looking for besides that order block here is right there. And that's the deal we're having some trouble with at the moment. We've already broken above it. It looks like we're just having some trouble closing above it. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of resistance, popped right above it, came back down. And again, you see that the momentum it needed to actually continue on that move. But I would still say it's in a good spot. And this is something I'd be holding, not selling. If you're looking for something that we're like, oh, move your dollar cost, your stop loss up, I'd be moving it over here to 35 cents. If you're looking to get out of it pretty closely, like this weekend, and not have to worry about it, and you want to have a stop loss just in case it comes back down, I would move it over here towards 41 cents. You technically could do around 43 and a half, but for me, I'd like to give it a little bit more wiggle room just in case something happens. Because what you're seeing right now is a potential short-term breakdown. I can put this here. Fine, whatever. Potential breakdown that could actually have a bounce and then move higher down the road. But for now, I think I actually are in a really good spot. Weekly chart. Even the monthly chart right now. Look at that. Pretty nice surge. It's pretty much halfway back up to all-time highs. All-time highs kind of around 50, to me $1.50. You're fine. I would let it continue rumbling on for a while, but don't be surprised if it has a sudden drop sometime over the next couple days. I would still probably be holding though to see if it can go move up even higher. You're just facing the first resistance level before it starts to get to something a little bit more heavy, so to speak. Let's see. Don't want to end up like the pizza guy giving away his Bitcoin for pizza. No, guys, like there are people out there that say they want to be able to buy everything with Bitcoin. No, I still like selling Bitcoin for Tether, transferring Tether for cash, basically, and then buying cash, right? I want to turn my Bitcoin into cash and then spend the cash. There's only so much Bitcoin, really, right? So when Bitcoin goes down, I buy more. When Bitcoin goes up, sure, I can sell some off and try to, but I'm more trying to accumulate more Bitcoin. But there's going to be the currencies and stuff like that down the road, but don't feel like the US dollar is going anywhere. It's just the value of the US dollar is going to be what gets messed up a little bit. But it'll be around. It'll be around for a while. Example, 30K spent on rural development. Then 1 year later, they said the mural was dangerous and 30K goes to shit. Oh yeah, I mean, that's cities though. Cities are not effective things. That's why I've been saying to you guys for a while that I want to see, how do I put it? I want to see a couple private cities in America where people can't vote because people typically just do not make good electoral decisions. And you see this with like cities like Seattle or cities just around the country. Basically, they could be red or white, blue. Who the fuck cares? People just for whatever reason they have trouble believing that the people they elected can be such assholes and so stupid and incompetent. But they do it all the time because money usually puts those people into office. And you know what? Why not just skip that whole thing? Have somebody that's competent, and if the city's making money, that person stays in there. And then, different things like that. I'd be much more willing to move into a private corporate city than I would be moving into, downtown Seattle or something. Like I said, I like Seattle, but there's something dystopian where I'm, somewhat more of a wealthy guy. I'm going to downtown Seattle. I'm going to a rooftop restaurant or somewhere very nice, whatever. It could be the Fog Room, like I said before. It can be going up to the restaurant over at the Columbia Center, whatever it is. And then I proceed to come, I'm drinking my $20 drinks, my $60 flights, my $100 flights sometimes. Good alcohol, good fries, good food. And then when I get back to the regular street level, there's a poor person overdosing on fentanyl or some shit. And I'm just like, damn, here's me having this great, amazing life. And there's some guy that's definitely not having a great and amazing life. I don't like being in that, I don't like being reminded about it. So I'm okay seeing necessarily poor people because I was poor, but there's lower class, and then there's just that drug class where it's just getting worse and worse and worse. That drug problem is what really freaks me out about Seattle because people on drugs, it's a whole different type of thing. Remember, somebody just tried to break into my car yesterday morning. I didn't get much sleep last night. Or not this morning, but yesterday. Yesterday I didn't get much sleep yesterday. And I wasn't necessarily freaked out or anything like that. I grabbed my gun, my dog. I had to grab my dog because Loki was fucking getting, riled up. But Loki scared them off easy peasy. But if it was a junkie or some type of druggie, I might not let Loki go out there because he might bite him and get something in his blood. I don't want Loki getting infected by a druggie, in which case I'd probably have to take my rifle if it was a druggie. And I don't know, if he charged me, I would shoot him, but I don't think normally they would try. I don't know if they would do that. I would typically take the butt of the rifle and just go smack. I'm looking at a couple shotguns right now to buy for home defense because a rifle meant to take down an elk, it could possibly go through his body and just keep on going into somebody else's house. I don't want that to happen, obviously. But shotgun will be perfect for that. It feels very weird to see how crazy drugs have gotten in society because it's just not good. Over here in Washington, I don't know what you guys are doing for solutions. We've started putting down rocks everywhere. I think I've shown you guys the videos before, maps took Mick Miniman's batch Washington. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Hold on a second. Okay. You guys can see I have Capital One Shopping attached. There we go. All right. Is it Yakima? No, it's this street. Okay. It's hard to see them sometimes, but now all this road is rocks. I've tried to show you guys this before, but some pictures are older than others, and so you kind of have to move around a little bit to see the rocks. But they're trying to build up all of this to be new apartment buildings and stuff. So they're basically new apartment right there. They're basically doing whatever they can to get the homeless. These are $2,000 apartments, and actually more than $2,000 apartments. It's insane. But yeah, they're trying to do whatever they can do because all Tacoma is these massive green lots because all these houses have been taken out, and now you're looking at massive apartments springing up like absolute insanity, and the infrastructure of the city is not ready for it. It's not ready for it at all. But you know what? New houses are going to be welcomed, right? They're just going to be welcomed here. What's this? Convention center, that's Hotel Murano. No, this is the downtown area. I get my tea from over here, or I used to before the guy turned into a jackass that ran it. The Koi restaurant right there. There's a college right here. If I keep going up, maybe. This is the University of Washington Tacoma gym, I think. Very far away from the campus, which is weird. Can I find those rocks? I don't think so. I think we're too close to the college. Yeah. Because we're going over to the east side now where there's a little bit more issues. But still, look at that. They got apartments. They're going to be building up everything over here. It's all growing so fast, but I guarantee they're going to be pricing a lot of people out. Old style. This is like old Tacoma areas. I haven't been over here in a while. People living in their cars and stuff like that. I guess it's nice to have a place to live, you know what I mean? Anything else over here? Sorry to kind of just show you downtown Tacoma. I haven't been over here in a while. We're heading up towards a church right now. Yeah, I haven't been up here in a hot minute. Holy shit. Yeah. There's the church. But yeah, definitely kind of a weird spot. Let's see. Hey Ty, rich people overdose as well. Yeah, but they do in the privacy of their home, and it's a scandal story. I don't know many rich people that do drugs, right? The most drugs I do is weed, if you want to call it like weed, like, you know, a big old nasty drug. And I do that maybe once every 2-3 months, maybe. I smoke cigars. Not good for you, but you know, it's better than, you know, cocaine or something else. But on the streets, nobody does anything about it. I bet if somebody was overdosing in a suit on the street, people would literally be concerned for them. Not when it comes to Seattle, because Seattle, there's a level of crime associated with it, right? And the crime is the issue. Like if I go over here, over to Seattle very fast. I-5, once you start getting over here. I-5. There you go. Oh, of course there's traffic. Yay. Like there's a whole bunch of homeless people that live over here in these areas, and they start fires, and it fucking messes up the beauty that is the trees and stuff like that. It's that inconvenience factor. Wealthy overdosers are not an inconvenience. It's something you probably will read about in a magazine or something. Some type of tent hidden back there. It's the inconvenience factor, I feel like. But again, I don't live in the city anymore. I live well away from Seattle. I go up there and visit every now and again. I think I'm going up to Seattle maybe once in March and once in April. Maybe one more time. My friend says, hey, you know, he'll invite me out to go to a cigar lounge. I wasn't able to go to the last cigar lounge, but the last cigar lounge he invited me out to, it wasn't even in Seattle. It was over here in Snoqualmie at the Snoqualmie Casino, which is by the Snoqualmie Falls, basically. So where's this casino at, though? Snoqualmie Ridge, Valley Rifle Club, golf course. Where be the casino? Oh, there's the casino right here. You know, this type of thing. It's a small casino, but apparently they have a cigar lounge in it, which I've never seen before. I think I've been inside it, but I've never actually been smoking there. Look how fancy it is. Ooh, look at all the lights. Look at the tuna. Okay, they do got really good seafood. I can't knock that. I do like playing craps as well. Sportsbook. I don't even see anything about a cigar lounge in here, though. Gaming dispute. I don't really gamble all too much, so I don't really have to worry about that. But cigar. Zero. Lounge. Snoqualmie interactive map. Oh, I think it's Vista. That's what the guy said before. Okay, so it must be like a restaurant and lounge. So prime steaks and seafood. but I can't click on it or anything. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, there's not much I can show you there. But you know, a steakhouse or something. Who knows? They'll pop up luxury condos. Dude, it's interesting. Like here, let me show you. So apartments.com, Tacoma. Of course, there's a lot of stuff here. Let me block off my head very fast. So remember, I used to live right here. I wouldn't call this necessarily like luxury, but it was my luxury. Where I had a very nice place. Kind of like, you know, this is what the rooms look like. Right? Open, nice wood everywhere, little fans and stuff. It's like the old buildings that got turned into something newer. I got a special room that had a little bit more room than other ones. But the big thing was... floor plans? No. There you go. You had a view of the water. That's what you really were after. You had a view of the water, little outdoor area. You were next to a castle school, literally, the school is a fucking castle. And so there's lots of security, lots of police. You could stay out here and chill out and relax. I moved out of here so I could help take care of my mom before she passed. But you know, it was a very, very lovely area. I lived over here when Dogecoin was going off and popping off a couple years ago. But now, close this off, right? Go back over here to map. If you want to live anywhere over here, you know, this is a condo, 1 bed, 1 bath, $2,000 a month, and it's going to be about... Oh, it doesn't say the square footage. Well, that's not a good sign. You know, I looked at there's a kitchen. Oh no, the kitchen is looking into living room, and then there's just a bedroom. So it's not very much room. Less than probably 1,000 square feet here. Here's one. Here's an apartment complex. I used to walk by this one. Oh, they bought this one too. Holy shit, these people bought up everything in the whole block. Okay, so here. 515 square feet for $1,250, right? $1,300 for 465 square feet. You know, $1,700. It goes up higher and higher and stuff like that. These are the people that bought up my building. It's one of the reasons I left, because they started to charge for utilities, and they just were not nice people to deal with. Although I did get my full security deposit back, which was just fucking awesome. But if you want to go over here to the bad side of Tacoma, which is not like a bad side, I would say it's something more of a... How would I say this? It's more of the old industrial side. There we go. These are the new buildings. Showed you guys this a few minutes ago. 532 square feet, 1,400 right there, and this is what you guys are looking at right here. A bed, a living room, and a kitchen, all within that 532 square feet. Oh, and then also the bathroom right here. And then, oh, you got the laundry room right here as well. So, you know, it's just, I don't know, you know, $1,500. That means there's like the 3x payroll here. So like if you want to be able to rent this for $1,400, you have to show that you're making 3 times the income. So it'd be like 1,400 times 3, and that doesn't include parking, by the way. So you have to be making $4,200 in order to afford that, to actually live there. And you have to have the first month's rent and the last month's rent, which means that you have to be making minimum of $26 an hour, and the minimum wage thing in Tacoma is like $15 an hour. But that's you know, that's for 532 square feet. If you have to get something cheaper out here, usually what you're gonna have to do is back up a little bit. And you just go over here to price, and you say, well, if I'm making, let's not even say the minimum wage, let's just say 20. So 20 times 160, $3,200. Okay. So then you divide that by 3. You can afford 1,066. So let's do the max of $1,000 rent. There's no actual max of 1,000 here. Jeez. All right. There we go. Okay, we got some options. But you see all those lights, you see all those little things, they went away so freaking fast. So now we got a studio over here. Let's see what we can get. In Tacoma. Where's this at? Oh, this is heading away. I know where this is. Okay. So 350 square feet is what you can afford if you want to live in Tacoma. Right? And again, this is not cars or anything like that. Although this place I don't think has actually a parking garage. It's probably free parking. City parking, which you pay once a year. But 350 square feet for $965. Tour this floor plan. Oh, I thought I was gonna like let me see it. But you know, it's just absolutely insane. However, you know, again, if you move outside the city a little bit more, you go over here to maybe you know, downtown is over here, more of the suburbs area. University Place. No square footage here. No square footage. I don't like when they do that because it really makes me think that, okay, this is not. Oh, I think it's a room inside of a house. Oh, so you're sharing a house with somebody. Oh, that's a weird concept. So you get a bedroom and a bathroom inside of somebody else's house. I don't think I'd feel comfortable not having my own space, but you know, there are people out there that like that type of stuff. Anything else out here? To apply. How do you get there we go. Like $1,000. This is what you can afford. This is like a 40-minute drive from this up here. Oh, up here in Seattle, you can get better deals than Tacoma. You can get up here in downtown Seattle. Oh, that's senior affordable though. Well, let's go back over here. This is where I know my territory. Hey, this is the ghetto where I used to live, although they rebuilt it and stuff. $700 a month for rent. There you go. It looks like it's on top of somebody else's house, though, or a garage or something. Yeah, because they refuse to show you the outside of the place. Yeah, it's just 120 square feet. No, that oh geez, something else is weird here. 3-month lease. I don't know, but yeah, it's just not it's not the type of good old days that you remember. Heck, even a few years ago was so much better. Things have gotten worse. We keep on spending money, and that's not going to change anytime soon. There we go here. Now let me just get rid of a whole bunch of stuff here. Can't see it, but I'm getting rid of like 1,000 tabs. There we are. When basic human needs aren't met, that's what you get. Oh yeah. Because police have to deal with casinos for no bad publicity. What do you call casinos are kind of interesting out here because a majority of the casinos are all native owned. So they have their own private tribal police that come over, and you don't want to piss the tribal police off because they don't, they have just, you're on the reservation. It's technically a whole different area. I guess I've never had an issue with the cop at all in my life. I've gotten pulled over a few times, but never even gotten a ticket. Normally when I'm pulled over, I'm not even the person being pulled over. It's like I'm in the car with somebody who is pulled over. So I've just never had any issues. The last time I was pulled over, I think was when Loki was a pup, and I let the officer pet Loki, and he was like, "Oh, look at the nice dog," and Loki was loving it, so nothing happened. So but those tribal police, they'll give you a ticket because a lot of money goes to the reservation. AC has a beach and boardwalk. That's where most of the robberies and drug dealers happen. Oh, that would suck. 532 square feet. Exactly, Ty. Exactly. It's just not something that most people want to deal with. But that's what you can afford, right? Like for me, when I moved to Panama, and again, this is something different, but like, you see a lot of people working online jobs where they're earning like $4,000 a month, $3,000 a month. That's why I go over here and I look at Panama long-term rentals. There are different ways to do this. So there are expensive places like some of the websites I show you guys. But there are cheaper ones like in Contra24 where you're not going to see the overpriced places. So like right now, if I go over here and I go to my bookmarks, I can see here. This is where you guys look for the higher end apartments where you're going to be spending a lot more money. But even here, for, let me see if I can find something under $1,000. $1,100, whatever. That still matches, you know, what you would need. And you don't actually need to have 3 times your income because everything else is cheap, like the food, the travel, stuff like that. So comfortable apartment in Kaya 50. And then I won't show the video, but you got that. You got that. For $1,000, 1,100, you get 1,600 square feet, 2 parking spots, furnished, 2.5 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms. Right? That's pretty nice, ain't it? I don't like this type of style because I want to have a house because I want Loki to be able to just like literally go outside and run. I was thinking about a condo for quite a bit of time, but I just really was like, okay, a house is what I want. Can I even see if I get a house right here or does it furnished? But yeah, you can go over to like the size. Let's say my budget's pretty small for a house. I don't really want to go over $1,500 basically. Let's do 1,600, that's fine. But you know, 2,700 square feet, 2,400 square feet, 2,000 square feet, 1,991 square feet, 1,900 square feet, 1,884 square feet, you know, lofts and whatnot. You can do just fine if you're working, you know, working from your computer or home. And that's why you're seeing so many people, like, you know, we talked about the digital nomad stuff. That's why everybody's moving out of the country, because you just don't have to do that. And it's not everybody leaves the country too. Some people just go to another part of the country. I know a guy, he left Oregon to go to North Dakota. But North Dakota is very cheap compared to Oregon State. So, you know, different types of things. You know, Washington State, we have something called sin taxes where they have taxes on top of soda and sugary foods and stuff like that. You know, it doesn't really stop people from eating it. It basically just makes people have less money. And the taxes go to, you know, stuff. But it, you know, it's just the way it works. But by going down here, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot easier. But you go over here to the cheaper ones, like furnished properties, homes for rent. I can go down this list right here, and it's very small. The websites are not like designed for proper stuff, for people like me to go through there. Well, I'd probably have to go more in here and do all this type of stuff. But let's say I didn't want to pay more than, oh, not 900. I can go 1,600 again. And I'm looking for a house and furnished. No, let's not do furnished apartments and houses. Let's just do houses. And let's go over here to rooms. Let's go over here to 2 bedrooms minimum. And let's go to filter. All right. And I go down here and I start looking and I see what I like. Oh, I messed up here. The minimum rent I should do is 1,600. Not the maximum, not the minimum rent, the maximum rent. There you go. And then so I go over here. This is Millie 8. I don't know what it is. Oh, there we go. Pretty basic house. I think I'm like, no, I'm not zooming in too much. For whatever reason, the picture's like cutting off the part half. But you see, it's a pretty decent house for just paying whatever this was, like $1,000 or something. What was it? Yeah, $1,000, right? And I don't know the spacage in it. Near a school, 24-hour security. You know, I don't know the square footage though. Yeah, I don't know how to tell that, but yeah, basically, a beautiful house for rent in PH, Green Village, Millie 8. I don't know what that means, but if I went down that, I'm pretty sure I would. And if I go towards the more expensive, you know, Condado del Rey area. Now, how's this gonna look right here? Oh, that one looks better. You know, $1,600, a lot more space, outdoor area. Must be a nicer area or something. Oh my god, the furniture, a little bit insane if you ask me. Maybe a tad overpriced for this. I'm not paying $1,600 for this at all. Oh, it looks like it's just very spacious. Yeah, look at all these bedrooms. Yeah. Yeah. Outside looks fine. Inside, no. Oh, it has all the amenities and stuff like that. Okay, I see what they're trying to do. Players and stuff. So, you know, you're paying for like a middle class neighborhood for a Panamanian. Let's see right here. Anything else before we go back to Bitcoin here? Let me see. Sir Albrook. Looks like most of this is the same thing over and over again, so I'm not entirely sure how this works. Coast to Sir. I mean, who knows? This will be the last one. All right. House, backyard, simple. Not large enough for me by a mile, but again, if you want to live in a nice, you know, private area with the private tennis courts, private lap pool area for kids and whatnot, whatever all this other stuff is, you can do that. Not my cup of tea personally, but again, you know, not everybody's as stingy as me, but if you guys, you know, have $1,000, you guys can, the money will go pretty far. Yeah, even right here, if you want an apartment, it goes much, much further than a house. I will say that. Which is why I first thought of getting a condo, but I'm like, house, I'll just live outside of town. There are these gated communities out like 45 minutes outside of Panama City. I'm thinking of those ones, just like how I live like 45 minutes outside of Seattle. It makes sense to me to like, okay, I will go into the town for the night. I could easily rent a cheap hotel room there for like a $50 a night in a nice hotel. And then when I do that, basically I get rewards points for it. I'll kind of add up. And then, you know, maybe on the weekends I can just rent an Airbnb and me and Loki can go over there and the maid can, you know, to enjoy a weekend off without me asking her to make me food or me tracking in mud or something. There we go. See. And hey, Beware, I appreciate that. I try to be as laid back as possible. If I had more views, I'd be probably blocked by a mod. It really just depends on what you say. I really am pretty loose about it. There's not much I won't tolerate. Like, just don't tick me off. There are ways to tick me off, but not many people do them. People troll every now and again, I guess. But I don't know. Trolls really don't do much to me. Mostly because I just don't care. I have ADHD, so the troll will be in my mind for maybe about 5 minutes. Then it's kind of like, woo, I guess tossed off. But you know, when I talk about cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, hello. When I talk about cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, usually we're just waiting for something to happen. I've told you guys all my thoughts about what's going on right now, how I think we might have a nice little pop in bounce if we can just bounce off of this 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Besides that, you know, we're just kind of waiting because, you know, the nice thing about cryptocurrency when I'm talking about this is as Bitcoin goes, usually a lot of altcoins go as well. So right now I'm basically sipping on some, once warm tea, now it's kind of more room temperature tea. I have the possibility of, lighting a cigar here. Well, yeah, let's light this cigar. We don't really have much else to do here. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now, you know. What's it here? That's how I'd like it. 45 minutes or so from the city. I need my space. That's the way. That's the way I prefer it as well. Why not pay for your land and have your maid live on your land? Then you could have a farmer live on your land, provided skills. Because I'm not looking to rent out too much land, you know. I'm looking to live in specific areas where I can, you know, be part of a community. I don't vibe well in like large rural areas. Like if I go to Earth, okay, I see that here. Everybody, Loki needs a petting break because he is just so in need of a pet. Oh, where's Loki at? Oh, look at you. Oh, you're just the most special boy. Oh no, where did Loki go again? I lost him. Loki. Oh no, Loki. Loki, you can't bark because you have something in your mouth, don't you? Oh, Loki, yeah. Loki. Oh, look at you. Oh, look at you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, there's Loki's little playtime. He definitely wanted to have a little fun. Give that to me. There you go. He's skedaddling after it. Okay. But if you go over here to Panama, like Panama City is right over here. Right over here. Oh, I've never used this area outside of it. I think it's over here. There's neighborhoods over here. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. My bad. I haven't looked at it from this angle before. I think it's over here. Coronado. Yeah, there's no roads on here because it's not maps, it's Earth. But yeah, over here there's tons of places to live, tons of other towns and stuff like that. I'm fine living on the outskirts of one of these places, but you know, within the 45 minutes over here. But they got lots of little airports. If I'm not living over here, like when I stay over here in December, I'm gonna stay here for like maybe 5 or 6 days. There's a hotel right here that I'm staying at. I think it is. That's Foreign Ministry of Relations. Where is it at? Well, here, let me go. Maps, Panama. There's a beautiful hotel over here. Panama City. It's in this area, I think. Yeah, that's right here. It's a boutique hotel, I think it is. Oh man, is this it? Oh no, that's not it. Hotel. Is this it? It might be it. This might be the hotel. That front picture looks kind of weird, but oh, it is the hotel. Yeah, it is the hotel. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. No, this is not the hotel. Is that the hotel? Or is it in a different area? Panama. No, there's an all-inclusive resort over there, but I'm not a fan of that type of all-inclusive resort. I think it's somewhere over here. I don't care enough to find it, but yeah, it's somewhere over there. This one, it looks nice, but I don't think it's the exact one. Facilities, rooms, and suites. Deluxe rooms. These name of these rooms don't seem familiar to me. Although the food looks pretty nice. Oh well. Well, actually, hold on here a second, guys. Luxury Hotel, Panama City, Panama. Waldorf Astoria, no. The Santa Maria seems familiar. No, this one right here. Oh, yeah. See, Sofitel Legend Costco Vallejo. It's at the same drop spot as this one, right? See that little road right there? It's right there, but it's not showing up on this map. Okay, I'm not crazy. Oh, that's not even the right hotel right there. It's this one. Yeah. It's a pretty similar looking hotel, but it just has a better vibe to it. Like, check this out. Website. Doesn't that entrance look so much better? But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what it's to go in there and to try it. It's not too expensive when you add it in with your, when you package it up with your flight. And since I'm flying down there first class, it's not going to be it's not going to be like so much extra on top of my flight. It might be like an extra $400 for like the whole 5-6 days I'm there extra because the flight's so expensive. Those prices are mortgages. yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they'd be, well, oh, you said Your name is Kyle, maybe? Maybe Kyle? I'm not entirely sure. The helicopter shirt, I remember that. You're back in the days of Secret Fish. Although Secret Fish still comes in here every now and again. I haven't talked to Secret Fish, I don't think, in a couple weeks, though. I should tell him to come join in. Why not pay for land? Oh, no, what are you talking about that? I done living on top of people. I bought the houses on both sides of me so I can decide who lived there. Okay, that's a pretty nice way of going about it, Ty. That's a very nice way of going about it. My grandparents tried to do something similar to that, but they were told no. They were trying to buy lots up before they built the houses, but they're like, no, we're not going to allow you to do that. Because my grandparents didn't want to have people like so close to them. So now they have these massive hedges, because they still have a pretty good sized area, but they have these massive hedges so nobody can see around them. But it's a shame. It's a shame to see what happened to the area around them, because it used to be like a big forest, and now the forest is all just development, and the roads can't support that many cars on them anymore, so it's become much more of a hassle. All right, let's see how Bitcoin's doing that very fast. Oh god, we're still just consolidating and just waiting. This may take a hot minute. We're at 8 o'clock. It may take too long. Yeah, it'll take it to like 10 o'clock something. Way too long. Way too long. There we go here. Let me open up this on the other side as well. Squeeze that over. Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, it seems like everybody's done talking for the night. I probably will end the stream right here. It's been chill talking with you guys. I'm gonna go smoke a cigar and let Loki go out and use the bathroom. I will be live tomorrow, but I am pretty exhausted after a long week and then go catching somebody steal my car. I haven't been able to catch up my sleep. I'm probably just gonna take Sunday off like I normally do, and I'll be back on Monday. But you guys should see me here for a while. I'll be close to my computer for most of the day Saturday. I'm going to be going on a drive to the beach, taking Loki to the Puget Sound beaches. We'll be there for a couple of hours. Afterwards, I'll be making myself some egg salad or something, and then I will be right back here. And if there's something going on, I'll stream. If there's nothing going on, I'll probably stream sometime around 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock for 2 hours afterwards. But right now, there's not really much going on. So thank you guys so much for watching, and let me actually do this right here. Thanks everyone. I like typing that in at the very end. I enjoyed talking with you guys tonight. It was a nice chat. I like these Friday night chats because everything's so much more laid back. We don't have to really worry about as much. We're just waiting for the cycle to kind of work its magic here. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. I do have a Discord, but it's completely dead. I'll try to find a way to get it rejuvenated, but it's so dead. It's too embarrassing to even try to invite people over there. I will try to figure out a way to get it revived, but it pretty much died when Dogecoin died in 2020 when I haven't been able to resurrect it. I'll try to figure out a way. My thing was, it's just it takes a certain amount of time to manage a Discord channel. I don't have said time, but again, I will try to figure it out. Maybe I can get some mods or something to help me out. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just too much of a hassle for me at this moment in time. But in the future, I will try to get it back up and running. So I'll see you guys a little bit later, and thank you guys so much for enjoying the stream with me. Have a good Friday night. Get yourself some alcohol, some weed, some cigars, or just a nice little cup of coffee. No, not coffee. Cup of tea, and relax and enjoy your night. Thanks.